Hi there, this is IronE Singleton, aka T-Dog from The Walking Dead or The Blind Side. You know that Academy Award nominated movie where I played the Menacing Kingpin, AlterE. Yes, that's it. I want to encourage all of you to follow me at my social media networks, but make sure you follow me at the real Instagram account. Very, very good. And my website, IronESingleton.com. I talk about my book, Blind Side of The Walking Dead, my one-man stage play, also called Blind Side of The Walking Dead, and my album, Hip-Hopcrisy. Look forward to seeing each and every one of you one day down the line in the future. I love you all, and God bless. Peace.
I drove a Cadillac, because I was a Mac. I was definitely a Mac. Always chasing the cat. Here, kitty, kitty. Yeah. Ooh, here, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty. So if I get that, I might not want what she got. Get it? Got it? Good. Well, since y'all got it, let me go on and get it, because I ain't never had it before. Miss Lady, you look to me like you need a little.
When I drove a lack, when I said I drove a Cadillac, I was talking about, one of my cousins. One of my cousins, I had 3 cousins, all of them had a Cadillac. Even my brother at one point in time had a Cadillac. But one cousin in particular would let me drive his car all the time. So that's what I envisioned. I envisioned me driving my cousin's Cadillac. Lil C is what people called him. Yeah, because I was a Mac. Yeah, so I drove the Cadillac, go around, and I would kind of, court the ladies in the Cadillac. And it reminded me of one particular time when I went to pick up a young lady from, I wouldn't say a rougher side of town, but as rough. And a crack addict, I'm sorry, I don't want to refer to him as a crackhead, but a crack addict approached me, and it seemed as though he was going to try to ambush me, because he came within feet, like he was actually this close to me. He was less than a foot away, and it just seemed like it was all in slow motion. It happened so fast, but it was in slow motion. And I pulled out my gun, and I was ready to fire, because I was about to shoot him, and it seemed as though all instantaneously he recognized that gun as I pointed it in his direction, and he just did an about face and walked back the other way. But if I didn't have my gun that time, I don't know what would have happened. I don't know. I was a decent sized guy. I had pretty decent strength, but I'm glad I didn't find out. But he saw the gun, and the gun protected me that time. So I felt like I needed a gun for protection. And I said, Miss Lady, that is, Miss Lady is a combination of a few young ladies, a few girls that I had connected with and had sex with. And one being from the neighborhood where I grew up, one being from another neighborhood, and she was younger at the time. The crazy thing about this, I talked to my wife about it. This young lady was 12 years old, and I was 15 at the time. Now, I thought she was 19, but although it was all wrong. It was all raunchy, wrong, and everything. But in every sense of the word, no child should be at the point to where they're traveling by themselves wherever they want to go and acting, doing adult things and having sex or what have you. But I met her, and she said she was 19, which she looked every bit of 19. I guess she lived a pretty rough life. She had been exposed to a lot of things, and then we kind of concluded that she was 17. But one particular day, we just finished having sex, and I was, rambling through her goodies in her purse, and stumbled upon her ID, which said that she was 12 years old, and she was in elementary school. She was a 7th grader, and I was a 10th grader, and I found that out, and she got upset, and she slapped me on my back, and it was like an instant reaction for me. I just threw my hand back and backhanded her, and that was my first and last time ever hitting a young lady, other than the fight I had in the 2nd grade with a girl that bit a plug out of my chest because she used to she used to come to bed, and she used to come to school, and she smelled like urine. So I guess she wet the bed, or maybe her parents didn't take the best care of her, and they probably let her come to school any kind of way. They probably didn't supervise her as she was getting ready for school as a 7-year-old, 6 or 7-year-old. So I said bad stuff about her, which I should not have said, and I've done on record quite a few times, apologized to everybody that I've ever done anything or said anything bad to. It was just basically a product of my environment. But she came to school and a bit of plug out of my chest, and the next time I had laid my hand on a girl was then when she slapped me on my back. It was, like you could hear the echo, and it reverberated throughout my soul. I would say that. So I did that, and I felt bad about that. And so, that time right there, that was the last time that had ever happened, because it reminded me of those guys that would abuse my mother, and I didn't want to be that person. That wasn't me. So as a 15-year-old kid in the projects, that bothered me. I didn't want to be an abuser because I knew it was wrong. Deep down inside, not even deep down inside on the surface, but I had seen it so many times in my life. There was one particular time when my cousin came home and he was bleeding profusely about the head and neck, shoulders, blood was running down his shirt, and he was excited and ecstatic. And I said, "What happened to you, man?" He said, "Well, man, I tried to, in more tasteful terms, he said he tried to have sex with this girl and she wouldn't do it, and so he tried to take it." And he thought that there was nothing wrong with that. But that was the mindset that we were raised with. He was like, "Man, these girls don't want to give it up. You have to take it. You got to take it. They like for you to take it." And so that, that right there was part of my mindset also. And so I had those moments, but I didn't want to be that guy, because I was like, and I can understand how people from that environment could get caught up in the situations where they could go to prison for rape. They can go because they think that no means yes. And it's just a warped sense of thinking. It's a cultural attitude that needs to be eradicated. But so, there were different girls that I had sex with. So Miss Lady was a combination of all of them. And I said I took her back to the crib, I guess. I think I end with it right there. It'd be great if I could actually even talk through the video as I'm watching it. But so I ended up connecting with her after the talent show, and one or a few of these girls came back home, and we had sex. And the times I had sex at my grandmother's apartment, I would always be really quiet.
You look to me like you need a little juice in your life. Hey, look, all right, I'm just playing with you. Hey, where you going? You going to the talent show? Yeah, and? Oh, so it's like that. You're going to be all salty and everything? I was going to ask you if I can walk with you. Oh, hell no, you can't walk with me. You can stay right there where you was at with your little friends in there. Damn, so it's like that. See, I was going to dedicate my performance to you. See, I danced with the Little Rascals. Oh, for real? He danced with the Little Rascals, girl. Yeah, you can walk. See, that works every time like that. Fellas, let me go ahead and scoop this hoe up for later on, man. I'll meet y'all in the dressing room, all right? Take my costume in there, too. Now, you said what your name is again? I know, wait a minute, don't tell me. AlterE? I knew I knowed you.
I knew I knowed you. So I was in a dance group called the Little Rascals, and it was me and 3 of my friends, and we danced in citywide talent shows, and we danced in talent shows throughout the city at different high schools, and even one particular talent show. This was at the Civic Center in downtown Atlanta. So lots of memories there. But yeah, that was basically that young lady that I met, I'm referring to in the show, is a combination of different women that I had met and had connected with, because I couldn't talk about all of that in one show. It's just too much. You know, I could have put on a 20-hour show, but I took the liberty as a writer and as an artist to condense it as much as I could, and that's what you came up with. That's what I came up with, actually. The stuff that even that scene is so relevant today because we have a lot of our young ladies out there and men being conditioned by the environment in which they live through media, all forms of media, and you're talking about television and radio and 24-hour news cycle on the internet, whether it be Twitter or Facebook. There's always some type of negativity going on. We're constantly trying to sell sex and not really understanding that, you know, when we do that, then we're enticing the young people, and we're shaping and molding their minds in a way that is not healthy to them at all. And so they end up perpetuating. We end up, as a society, we end up perpetuating the same stuff we did in the past. So we have to get to a point to where we understand that, you know, this conditioning is real, and that these young minds are very impressionable. Their brains are still developing, and whatever they see, then they try to emulate because they're searching for an identity. As a young person, I remember when I was searching for an identity, I was trying to figure out who I was. Like, who am I? What am I? Am I straight? Am I gay? Am I this? Am I that? And you look to the elders, you look to the older people for those answers. But unfortunately, a lot of the older people are giving our youth the wrong answers because they've been misguided also. So it has to start somewhere. So it's not even a matter of age right now. It's just a matter of enlightenment. And it's going to take us as the enlightened ones to enlighten others, whether they are younger or older, because a lot of damage has been done through television, what we put on TV, and what we watch. But more particularly, I'm concerned about the young people. As it relates to that scene that you just watched, I'm concerned about our young people perpetuating the same behavior, and which leads to more sexual promiscuity, leads to infections, STDs, STD infections, and leads to more babies, unwanted pregnancies, or a combination of both. So it's very relevant. You get an opportunity to come out and watch the show, please do, and bring every young, mature mind that you can think of, or anybody that's kind of indulging in this type of behavior. It would behoove them to actually check it out. So life is cyclical. It's cyclical, it's cyclical, whatever. Some people say linear, but we do the same things over and over, from our style, like our style of dress, our style of speaking, everything. We do the same things over and over again. We have to just stop making the same mistakes over and over again. I feel like to learn from those mistakes and kind of, sift through everything and get all the bad stuff out of there, so that we can progress as humanity and become better as a people. That's my focus, and that was part of my intent behind writing that. I mean, also just giving the narrative as to how it unfolded in my world, but that's a major concern of mine. So I hope it is a concern of yours as well. All right, and I think for right now, I think I'm done, but I can't wait until the next time I have my blog session, my blog chat with you all. All right. Deuces! Look at my finger. My finger stays crooked now, right? I hope this thing heals. I can't even bend it beyond this point right here, and I can't even straighten it out completely. So it's like this. It's no good. I gotta be ready for the show. For the show. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Peace.